in order for us to provide affordable mobility opportunities for as many riders as possible, and also to create opportunity for as many drivers as possible, we need to create a business with scale. And to the extent that we've got different regulatory burdens at every single kind of local municipal authority, that doesn't scale. It creates needless complexity, and that complexity takes away from the riders and drivers ultimately, because it creates friction in the system. So you want to create a regulatory framework that protects all the parties, but doesn't introduce unnecessary complexity. I think the Indian government has been quite forward-leaning in terms of their receptivity to technology companies, their receptivity to global companies so that they can attract global capital. And also I think what it's resulted in is that global companies want to establish technology talent bases here. So for example, one of the important initiatives for us is to actually build up our engineering centers here in 2018 and invest significantly there so that we have multiples of the number of engineers by the end of the year than we do today. Well, SoftBank is a fairly recent investor. So at this point, we have started to have dialogue with SoftBank. They are quite knowledgeable about not just the ride-sharing space, but the mobility space in general, where electronic vehicles are going, where autonomous technology is going. So at this point, the dialogue with SoftBank is quite strategic. Masa, who's the leader, is a visionary who's thinking 5-10 years ahead. We really haven't had specific discussions about competition in one market or the other. I think it's SoftBank's position that ride sharing as a category is going to grow very significantly over the next 5 to 10 years, and they want to have as much exposure to that category as possible. And this is not necessarily a win-lose kind of a category. It can actually be a win-win category, in our opinion. Whatever buzz there is or not, I'm the CEO of the company, and I consider India a core market for us. So it's that simple. Any company that just focuses on investing in profitable markets may be a company that has 2 years of glory, but if you look long-term at 5 to 10 years, the wells run dry. So what you want to do actually is to have a balance. You want to have profitable markets that you're harvesting, but you also want to aggressively invest in markets that are developing and sometimes take significant losses in those markets because the potential of those markets is so great. And when I look at India, I see the potential of the country. I see the enterprising nature of the individuals here, and I think India is just getting started. And I want Uber to be a part of where India is going over the next 10 years. I don't want to categorically state, characterize any discussions that we may or may not be having. What I will categorically state is that I consider India a core market, and we're going to be investing here and growing here for a long time.